Hey love, and my name is Riqochet Rose, and welcome to another Pick a Card Advice to the Single People videos. Okay, so what I want you to do is take a moment and relax. Look at all of these cards, okay? So I don't want you to just be like, I picked that one. I want you to actually look and go within yourself and think, Spirit, which card are you calling for me to pick? Feel which card you are guided toward. Even if you have to hit the pause button to do this, then you can do so. But whatever card you feel the most pull toward, that is the card that you are being called to choose. Don't worry about the number of the card. I will put that up in the next slide. You just focus on which card. Okay, single, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so if you chose card number 1, okay, you got finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now, okay? So your issue or hurdle may be that you work really hard and you put your career over relationships, okay? And if you put your career over relationships, well, that person is going to feel neglected. So before you go looking for someone, this is something that you need to keep in mind and think about, that you need to balance your career and balance a relationship. You cannot be a workaholic and not give any attention to your relationships and think that it's going to work out. You chose card number 2. You chose pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Okay, so you might tend to be someone that is very trusting, and I know I've been in situations in the past where I met someone and I really liked them. Like, I thought they were attractive, but then when they would talk, they would say things and tell stories about past relationships and be probably a little bit too honest. And actually, when they're too honest and it's something that turns you off, that's actually a blessing. That's a red flag. But a lot of times we have our rose-colored glasses on, and when you have rose-colored glasses on, you can't see the red flags. Take the glasses off. If somebody that you meet says something that is kind of like, well, why would you do that? That kind of makes you seem like a bad person. Well, that probably is an early warning sign, so you need to start taking heed of that. You chose card number 3. You chose let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others, okay? So you may be that type of person. Two things here. You may be that type of person that gets in relationships and completely forget about your friends. And that happens. That's normal. When you first meet somebody, you want to spend a lot of time with them and everything. But you might be the type of person that overdoes it, okay? Again, even with this card, you need to have balance. Don't neglect your friends. Don't neglect your family. Don't neglect people that make you happy because you've entered this relationship, okay? Or when you have an issue, you could also be that type of person that shuts down and you don't want to talk to anybody about it. Well, when you're in a relationship and you're having problems, yes, I understand not wanting to tell people your business. In fact, I advise it. You don't tell your friends and family members too much. But if there's a situation that you need advice on, look for that one friend or family member that you know you can count on, that you know you can trust, that will give you the proper advice and not spread your business around, okay? So again, 2 things. You might be that type of person that spends way too much time with your significant other and not enough time with your friends. Or you might be that person that shuts down too much when you're having a problem in your relationship, and you need to find that friend or family member that you can trust when you need them. You chose card number 4, then you got worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life, okay? So what this means is a lot of times we want what we want right now, okay? And it's not going to happen. And this could be how you feel about being single. Like, I want somebody right now. Well, you have to wait until it's time, okay? But in the meantime, focus on yourself, because you already asked the universe. Talk to your guides. Say, hey, I know you guys are with me all the time. Can't you guys help me find somebody? Like, come on. I did it. I'm married now. I've been married for almost 5 years, okay? So, but you have to know that you have to be patient as well. It's not like you can just be like, I want, and then the universe will deliver. Well, everything has to happen in divine order. It has to happen in divine order so everybody can have balance, okay? So, timing is on your side. Be patient. If you chose card number 5, love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Okay, so a lot of times when we're single and we're lonely, we go through this whole woe is me phase. Have you ever met anybody when you were going through a woe is me phase? And for those who said yes, well, you're at this video, so apparently it didn't work out too well. See, how you feel about yourself, that's the type of people you will attract, okay? So if you're attracting people who are doing you dirty and wrong, are you loving yourself? Well, obviously not enough, because you wouldn't allow somebody that you love to be abused mentally or physically or otherwise. So why are you allowing people to abuse you? You're supposed to love yourself. When you love yourself, you attract people who feel the same way about themselves, and they can love you the same, okay? You don't want somebody who has low self-esteem, and neither should they want that in you. So this is something where you're going to have to work on yourself to attract that partner, worth being with. If you chose card number 6, you chose let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Okay, so 2 things here. It could be that you're rushing for a relationship to happen. You need to stop doing that. Or when you're in relationships, you try to control everything, or you try to live by the rules. Like, we're supposed to go out on dates. You're supposed to propose to me after a year. No, let go of control issues and let timing happen when it's supposed to happen, okay? Enjoy the relationship. Stop trying to stay with the status quo of, yes, we're going to fall in love and you're going to marry me and we're going to have kids and live happily ever after, because honestly, that is a true fairy tale. Commitment is work, because people are constantly changing and going through cycles. When you commit to someone, you're a different person a lot of times years later, okay? That doesn't mean you don't love the person anymore, but you are different. You will go through changes, so you can't control things, especially considering the fact that everybody has this one life. We all just got here. Every day we're learning something. So how can you possibly control something and you don't even know the outcome of life yet, because you haven't lived it long enough, okay? So let go of that control issue and your future relationship should work out. You chose card number 7. You chose healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents, okay? So this isn't always necessarily your parents. This could be a family member. This could be something that happened in your past that is enabling your relationships from becoming fulfilled, or being fulfilled in them. So this could mean that you may need to go to therapy before you enter any type of relationship, because there's something from your past that is holding you back or keeping you strained in relationships and unhappy. So this is something you need to look into. The best example I can think of is, my parents, they weren't married or anything like that. So, they separated when I was a baby. So I really didn't know how it felt to be in a all family home. I didn't get that paternal teaching that I should have gotten from my father, but he wasn't around much when I was growing up. So the issues with me for a long time, until I got a hold of them, was the issue with men. I didn't know how a man was supposed to treat me, so I went through a lot of things with different men until I went and talked to someone and got help for it, and they told me, no, this is not how it goes, and this is unacceptable, okay? But if you don't heal these issues, your cycle of pain with relationships will continue. If you chose card number 8, you chose keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Okay, so a lot of times when we're single, we want what we want, okay? So for example, I have several types because I'm open to anybody, well, any humans that I find attractive and, relatable. But as far as when it comes to the opposite sex, my type is like, oh, I want a Morris Chestnut, or I want a John Stamos. Like, I'm open to the races now, but hey, Morris Chestnut, John Stamos, I love those type of older type. Denzel Washington, it's just something about their swag. Like, they just, ooh. But did I marry that? Absolutely not. I didn't. And I am absolutely in love with my husband. But this is saying that sometimes we can be a little bit too picky, okay? Now, it's okay to be attracted to what you're attracted to. I'm not saying that if you don't like certain things about people, to go ahead and accept it. Because some things you just can't accept it. You're not attracted. But let's say you meet a woman and, matter of fact, that movie Shallow Hal. The woman that had the long toe, and the guy, Mauricio, he did not want to talk to her anymore. She was drop dead gorgeous, but she had a long toe. He didn't like it. Come on now. Really? So that's what this card means. You need to keep an open mind. Let go of little small things, okay? Or you're going to be single for a long time. So if you chose card number 9, you chose forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments, okay? So a lot of times when I receive this card in readings, I know that it means that past relationships are, really ruining your relationships, your future relationships, because you might not trust anyone. You might think, oh, this person is going to cheat on me just like the last person. You're the same, and you expect things to go the same way. And you actually might be right, because when you think something, the universe will show you proof. If you believe something, the universe will be like, oh, okay, well, since you believe it, yeah, here, they're a cheater. She's cheating on you. He's cheating on you, And you have to let go of that kind of energy, or you're going to recycle the pain over and over. This is also a card where I recommend therapy. Go to therapy or speak to a trusted friend or family member to help you get through this hurdle. Everybody's not the same. There's billions of people on this earth. Everybody can't be a cheater. I mean, every single person, well, that if that was the case, it'd be a whole lot more people on earth. But you need to release this type of energy in order to have a beautiful outcome with relationships in the future. If you chose card number 10, you chose calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Okay, so you actually might be in a very balanced place, okay? All you have to do is know that your soulmate is coming, okay? All you have to do is pray on it, talk to your guides and angels about it. When you are home alone, go into a safe space and think about being in a relationship. Think about how that feels. Think about kissing this person. Think about loving this person. Think about enjoying your life with this person, okay? You can do this for even 5 minutes, okay? Well, actually, a lot of people say 17 seconds, but I would do it for 5 minutes or longer. Don't spend your whole day daydreaming, but that is how you manifest, okay? And you need to know, like you know that it is coming. It is, as a matter of fact, it's already there. You've already met your soulmate, okay? You've seen the future when you visualize this soulmate. So keep at this. Chose card 11. You chose stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So this is just like the previous card I just had. You have to think positive and know that this person is coming. In fact, just enjoy your life, period. Go out, have fun. Keep your mind off of it, except for the moments when you're alone and you meditate on love. Like, I love. I visualize this person I'm going to be with. This is the person that's going to love me. Imagine how that feels. Imagine how it feels being with this person. Do that 5 minutes a day. I'm telling you, the universe will deliver that gift to you. They will deliver a very good person for you. You chose card number 12. You chose free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Okay. So a lot of times when we're in relationships, we get with people and we feel bound. We feel stuck. We get trapped. We don't know how to leave. They make us feel bad when we want to leave. And what this is telling me is you need to take control back of your life, because the only person that you can control is yourself. You can't control anyone else. So if you've been in relationships where they've been abusive, and that doesn't just always mean physically, it can be mentally, emotionally, all of those things, and you always find yourself stuck because you end up feeling sorry for them, like, I don't want to leave you alone because I don't want you to hurt yourself. Listen, I'm going to say something that's going to sound very, very harsh, okay? But it's a story that one of my best friends, well, it's something one of my best friends said to me about, I want to say about 17 years ago. Me and my boyfriend at the time, I let him move in with me. When I was at work, he would let women come over and sleep with them in our bed. He pretended that the house was his. There was a couple times I came home and my pictures were off the wall, and I said, "Did you have someone here?" And he said, "No," and obviously he did. But he would always tell me that if I left him, he would kill himself. He would get super stupid drunk, and he would go driving, and I would just feel miserable. Like I'm so unhappy with him, but I don't want him to kill himself. And my best friend said to me, the next time he says he's going to kill himself, you tell him don't get no blood on my damn floor. Now, I tell you what, I was stunned that she said that. And it's because he was saying it because it was a manipulation tactic. It's different when somebody is serious about killing themselves, and that's a whole nother thing. But that's still something that is beyond you. You need to tell them to go get help. But what she said to me changed my life that day, and I got rid of him. I didn't get rid of him that day because it still took me some time, but I got rid of him. So anyway, I tell you that story to tell you that you need to take back control of your life. Don't let anyone manipulate you in the future. Get your strength, and then you'll be ready and open for a relationship. Chose card number 13. You chose getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens, okay? So a lot of times when we get with people, sometimes we're either slow with the information and it doesn't go anywhere, or sometimes we rush, okay? And if you just take the time and roll with the currents, I always tell people what Abraham Hicks teaches. If you're in a boat and you're going down a river and you have paddles, don't use those paddles. Not for real. If it's real life and you're in a boat, use paddles. But just imagine this as a metaphor. The river will carry this boat or this canoe or whatever you're in. It will carry the boat, and you just glide with it, ride with it, okay? Don't try to fight against the current. Just let it go. Let it happen naturally, okay? Let your conversations happen naturally. They may ask you a question about yourself that opens up a beautiful conversation, and you find out you both have this thing in common, and be open to that. And if you are that type of person that likes to have deep conversations and you deepen that bond with people, well, you need to look for people like that, okay? Very open and talkative people. Think positive and know that these people exist, and the universe will deliver this to you. If you chose card number 14, you chose attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, okay? So this is another thing that has to do with self-esteem. So if you ever go out, and I'm not saying you go to a club, but let's just say you go to the club. If you go to the club with the intention of, I want to meet somebody and I hope that they like me, and you, doll yourself up and, put on cologne, got a fresh haircut and everything. But if you don't feel attractive, no one else is going to feel like you are attractive. If you go in there with the woe is me attitude, you're going to attract the trash, okay? You're going to get the riffraff that is just out to hurt you, because not loving yourself is hurting yourself, and you're going to attract people that hurt you too. So when you go out and about, you go out with your head held high, and you go out and you think to yourself, I deserve love. I am too cute for the mess. Anytime somebody comes up to you with some BS and some disrespect, be like, I'm sorry, that's not me. Go find somebody else. Go on somewhere over else there with that. yonder. I don't know what I just said, but you got me. So anyway, if you love yourself and know that you are attractive, you will attract romantic love and enjoy every single moment fully. If you chose card number 15, you chose very soon. Clearly decide what it is that you want so that it comes to you now, okay? So a lot of times we're back and forth like, I guess I want to stay single, or I guess I want to be in a relationship. And it's like, look, if you don't make up your mind. So the universe is saying, what is it that you really want? Because you might be flip-flopping back and forth. Like some days you want to be with somebody, some days you don't. And it's like, well, you better pick something, because we're not going to send anybody great if you can't even decide what you want. So if you do want this relationship, you need to meditate on the type of person that you want. Feel this moment. Like, I imagine, go into a safe space in your house, close your eyes, and think to yourself, oh my goodness, this person, I love them. Feel that love. Imagine loving them. Imagine them loving you. Imagine spending time with this person. Imagine conversing with this person. And very soon, the universe will deliver exactly what it is that you want. If you chose card number 16, you chose flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. So maybe you need to get dolled up, get handsome, go out somewhere. It doesn't have to be a club, doesn't have to be a bar, but go somewhere, like go golfing, go watch a baseball game, go anywhere, go skating, whatever. But if you see somebody you're interested in, flirt a little bit. You don't have to be desperate, but this may actually call in that person that you want to be with. And even when you're in relationships, a lot of times we get in relationships and we get comfortable after a while. And let me tell you, that's one of the worst things you can do. You have to keep your relationship fresh and new. So in your future relationship, make sure you don't let that relationship get stalled. Pinch somebody's little bum every now and then. Give them a gift, give them a kiss out of the blue, and do something flirty with this person to keep it nice and fresh. You chose card number 17, you chose trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith, okay? And what this means is patience and positive thinking, because if you have patience and you think positively, that allows the universe to deliver exactly what it is that you are manifesting faster. But if you have negative thoughts about, oh, no one is coming, I'm never gonna find anybody, blah, 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 well, you know what, you probably will find somebody, but it's not going to be anybody worth it. And if you do happen to find somebody worth it, this is going to be your energy anyway, and it's not going to work. So you have to trust that the situation is calling for you to have faith. If you're looking to be with someone, have patience, meditate on it to manifest it. As I've said in the previous cards in this video, if you have to go somewhere in your house where you can just sit down and relax and think about how it feels to be in love, think about, imagine the person loving you, imagine loving them, imagine spending time with them, imagine all of that. Have faith, and it will come. Chose card number 18. You chose passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Okay, so for your future relationships, maybe there could be a lack of passion after a while. Sometimes we're in relationships long enough and it gets dull, and you can't allow your relationship to get dull. You have to, in relationships, you have to do exactly what it was to get the relationship going. I mean, maybe not full force how it is at the beginning where you overdo it, because when you first meet somebody, you're meeting their representative. Chris Rock said that, and that's so very true. They're going to tell you all the great things about them, and if they tell you all the bad things about them, that could be a blessing in disguise. But you have to be a passionate person and go after what it is that you want. Now, if it's something that is counting against you, of course, don't go after it. But you have to be a passionate person. This might be a hurdle of yours, or maybe you're meeting a lot of people that aren't passionate enough. And again, this goes with manifestation. If that's what you want, is a passionate type relationship, perhaps, of course, meditating, of course, visualizing and thinking like, I want this passionate relationship. I want to feel loved and actually feel this love. Imagine how it feels being loved. Imagine loving someone. Imagine making love to them and it being something that is so fulfilling. These are things you must do, okay? And again, if you're in a relationship and it gets stalled, this is another thing you must do. You have to be a little bit more passionate in order for it to work. If you chose card number 19, you chose release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Okay, so a lot of times the hurdle in our lives is we can't get over our first love or the one that got away. Okay, and you have to in order to move on. A lot of times, one of our exes could have passed away while we were in the middle of this beautiful relationship, or you just broke up because something happened and it was years ago or even months ago. But what this card is saying is you need to release that. There's an example that just came to me. Steve Harvey has a book, and I'm sure you probably heard of it, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. He had a part in the book where he was talking about he had this old beat up hoopty car, and it was sitting in his parents' driveway. And he said to his mom one day, I'm going to get me a new car. And she says, well, and he's looking at her thinking to himself, well, duh, get rid of it. But he didn't say that. So the next day, he says to his mom, I hate that car. I have to get a new car. And she says, well, what are you going to do about the old car? And he's looking at her and he says, Mom, why do you keep saying that? And she says, well, I'm just curious to know that you have a car in the driveway that doesn't work and you're talking about getting this new car. Where are you going to put the new car? So I know that that may be a weird example, but let me explain. You can't have a place in your heart for somebody new if your past is in your heart. There's only room for one person when it comes to a love relationship, unless you're a polygamist, and that's a whole nother thing. But if you're not a polygamist, you only have room for one. And if you can't release your ex, then you're not ready for something new anyways. So you might want to consider going to therapy if it's something that will help, or you might want to just consider doing some soul searching. If you chose card number 20, you chose new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So this is an awesome thing, okay? So this is the only card I kind of just squeezed in. So if you haven't met this new person yet, if you think positively and believe me when I say that if you chose this card, it's coming, then it will come. But if you like, Ricochet chirping, well, then this is not going to happen. So because you chose this card, know that it is going to happen, expect it to happen. But in the meantime, enjoy every single moment fully so this person can be attracted to you. If you are in a negative vibration right now, this is going to take a while, or you're going to attract somebody. Yeah, there'll be a new love, but it'll be like hell on wheels. So you want to be a positive person and stay out of negative vibration. If you chose card 21, you chose codependency. Okay, so addictions are affecting your romantic life. Okay, so of course this could mean obvious things. This could mean drug addiction, alcohol, sex addiction. But generally, when I pull this card, it means that you're hanging on too tight. When you're in relationships, you depend on this person way too much. You want to be with them every single second of the day because they make you feel so good, and you have all those little hormones like dopamine and oxytocin and serotonin releasing when you're around this person. It's like they're a drug, but come on now, you have to let up a little bit. You have to have a life outside of them, because here's the thing. When we are in love with someone, or we're fond of someone, or infatuated with someone, and we want to spend a lot of time with them, it's just like drinking water. If you keep on drinking the water, eventually the bottle or cup is going to be empty. But if you drink the water slow and savor it, the moment will last a lot longer, okay? It's so beautiful when you're in love with somebody and you actually are away from them for a little while doing something, going out with your friends and everything, because you miss them, and that's such a beautiful feeling, and it gives them time to miss you. But if you're always in their face, eventually they're just going to get sick of you, like, oh my gosh, go on somewhere. So this is something that you need to keep in mind in your future relationships for it to work. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. I do hope the messages helped you. And if you think these messages could help someone else, go ahead and share this video with them. I certainly would appreciate it. Well, I hope to see you again soon. Bye, love.